I picked up these solid wood Lexington nightstands for just $100 on Facebook Marketplace. When I first got them, they looked like this. Plenty of potential, but they needed some serious love. Now let's take them from a good deal to something absolutely stunning. So today I'm going to start refinishing this pair of nightstands. I picked these up off of Facebook Marketplace for just $100. They're solid wood made by Lexington, so it's a really good find. I'm going to be using a new paint that I've never used before. It's Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel, and I'm going to be using the color Earthen Ash. And I'll be pairing it with the hardware that I had picked up off of Amazon for another set a while back, but I figured that the color combination would actually look really well and complement each other. I really love the scalloped look at the bottom of them. That's what drew my attention to them. I just thought that was really pretty. And on the drawers, the top drawer has like a little keyhole, and I really like that. I've heard a lot of great things about this paint, so I figured I'd give it a try. Supposedly it's very durable, and it has a very fast dry time and cure time. So let's just give it a try. So right here, I'm just applying clean strip. I'm just taking an old brush. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, and I'm just making sure that I get an even coat. This step is all about letting the product do the heavy lifting, so I want to apply it nice and even. And here's a trick. Once it's on, I will cover it with plastic wrap so that it'll stay active longer and it doesn't dry out too quickly. This helps the stripper really break down those layers before we scrape them off. Now that the stripper has had time to work, I'm just pulling off the plastic. You'll see the old finish is softened up nicely, and I'm just using a simple scraper to scrape off all of the paint. It's super satisfying to see that raw wood start to show through again. The key is to take your time and scrape gently so that you do not gouge the wood underneath. And now I'm just working in the acetone with the steel wool to remove those last bits of old finish. Now that the surface is cleaned up, I'm going to go in with some 220 grit sandpaper. This is where I'll smooth everything out and get the woods feeling super soft to the touch. Here it is after sanding, smooth and ready for the next stage. Really important to remove any dust or grime first. If you skip this step, you'll clog up your sandpaper and could even trap debris in your paint later. A quick clean now sets you up for a much smoother finish. And now I'm just scuff sanding again with 220 grit sandpaper. So this is the primer that I'll be using. Before painting, it's key to use a tack cloth or a microfiber cloth to remove any leftover dust. That ensures a clean, smooth finish. That's the color that I'll be using. I think it's pretty. Here I'm using a simple foam brush to apply the Old Masters Gel Stain in Special Walnut. I really love this color and I've used it on quite a few other pieces. Once you've applied it, you want to let it dry thoroughly and give it at least 24 hours before you apply your top coat. That way you get the best, most durable final finish. I'm applying the Polycrylic Max with its 1 hour dry time. It's definitely a thicker formula, but the key is to lay it on thin and smooth. You do not want to overwork it. I'm just using acetone and steel wool to clean out any paint that got into the edges of the drawer. This step is just about tidying up those little spots so everything looks clean and finished. Now I'm applying feed-in wax to condition the wood inside of the drawers. I like to rub it in thoroughly, letting the wood soak up the nourishment. This helps revive the wood and adds a subtle luster, leaving the drawers looking refreshed and protected. Here's a quick look at the before just to remind you of how it started. Now here's the final result. I only paid $100 for this set, and I'm really happy with how Wise Owl performed, and I'll definitely be using this paint again on future projects. I think the wood tone, the gold brass knobs, and the earthy ash color complement each other very beautifully. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.